पहला तो है caste. Caste. The moment you use the term caste for Varna, you move away from the core semantics. Varna, the word Varna is also used for color. Color. And just as when you are painting your house or when you are painting wood, you ask the painter to bring the color sheet. In the color sheet, at no point you can separate one color from the other. As you move gradually, the color changes. These days in the computer also, if you go to color and you say other colors and then you say custom, then you go on the blue, you start moving, from one color you move to another. At no point you say now it becomes this. So Varna is a continuum. It is a continuum in color. It is a continuum in sound. In sound also. There is no one point where the short E ends and long E begins. Same what we call short E, if it is at the end of a syllable, it becomes long E. And the long E, when it is in the middle of a word, it becomes a short E. So there is no point. So these are continuum. In other words, no one is separate from the other. In the same way, Varna, with reference to people, is a continuum. There is a Shudra, there is a Brahmin in all of us, there is a Kshatriya in all of us, there is a Vaishya in all of us, and there is a Shudra in all of us. When we are, let us say, making something, and Shudra was also the name of a race, and Shudrak is the name of a dramatist. Isn't it? And one Upanishad says, Janam Brahma Janati Brahmana. It says that everybody who is born is a Shudra. In what sense? Everybody. Even the so-called Brahmin, when he is born, in the beginning, he is a Shudra because he does not have knowledge. So the parameter for Varna, one is knowledge. The more knowledge you gain, more competent you become, you change your functions and you move from one level to the other. And the Varna system was a very, very mobile system. So-called upward mobility was very much there. Right up to that MacDonald, who he was, Ramsay MacDonald, who in 1932 made a census of castes and all that, and started codifying. There was no fixed. It is a functional division. Functional division. And this functional division is in all societies, all systems. In the book we prepared for CBSE, Knowledge, Traditions and Practices of India, class 11 and 12, we have quoted a 16th century Muslim scholar who divides the Muslim society exactly according to those four functions. Names are not given. In Aristotle's polity, you have the people who till the land. You have the people who fight, and you have the people who lead and trade, and the fourth section you have is of serfs. You see, serfs, and 5 units are there. There is a fifth one. So every society has this division. Now we made this system, in a way because the Indians, remember, you see, are the only ancient people who codified their knowledge and systems. Codified, you understand? For systematize karte the. So we systematize this functional division. You read Mahabharata, The requirements on a Brahmin are so strong, so rigorous. It's very difficult to be a Shri Ram Sharma. It's not easy. But for a Kshatriya it is less difficult. For a Vaishya it is still less difficult. And for a Shudra it is still less difficult. It all depends on the kind of work you do. How much time do you have? How much time do you have at your disposal? What are your sources of livelihood? So if you have some money left by your parents or by your family or something, then you can sit down, spend your time reading. You don't have to run around like the busy priests I told you in the morning. You don't have to run around. But then if you have nothing, you have to work for your livelihood. Then from morning to evening, from hand to mouth. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, to talk of God to a hungry man or a poor man is an insult. You see, is an insult. So it was a mobile division, it was a functional division. It got codified because we have the Dharma Shastras. This is one of the tragedies of Hindus. Their ancient books are still intact. 3000 साल पुरानी किताब मिल जाती है और ये पढ़ने लग जाते हैं. And they start reading. And they start reading with their contemporary mindset. अरे बड़ा गलत है. In their own books they historicize. Their own books they historicize. You know what is historicize? Biography of the book, biography of the writer, biography of the age. And then they say. But Indian, they think Indian books a lot. They will talk of Manu Samriti, as if Manu is a post-Indian constitution. So they take Manu